Hi friends, Sam here with Happily Hooked. So we're here with part 3 of our little ghosty pattern. We've got our head and our body done, so I'm going to show you how to finish it off, do the bottom for it, the eyeballs, how I stuff it, and then I made a little top for it. I'll show you guys how I did it. It's not a part of the pattern, it's just a piece of string. But I'll show you guys how I finish off my little ghosty. Hi friends, real quick, if you guys want to find out how to join the coolest crochet community on the internet, make sure you check out the link in the description below, and I cannot wait to see you in the community. Alright, so we are back with our final section of this crochet along. So we've got our little ghost almost done, so we're going to put the bottom border on it now, and then I'll put its little eyes on it and its little hanger. So for the bottom border, what we're going to do is a crab stitch. So we're going to crochet backwards. So instead of going from right to left, we're going to go left to right. So our first stitch, we're just going to take our yarn and go into the stitch and then pull a loop, yarn over, and pull through. And then we'll keep doing that. We'll just go back one stitch, grab that yarn, you'll have the 2 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through. And then into the next stitch, grab your yarn, pull through. And we'll just do this part for all of the stitches, so there's 48, so we'll just do this all the way around. And because it's a little tricky, I like to hold on to the loop that I'm working with. So I hold it when I go into the stitch, so that way it doesn't slip off. And it creates this really pretty border here at the bottom. And please forgive the rain outside. If you could hear it, I'm not sure if it'll come through on the video, but it's going to be raining here for like the next 3 weeks. So you're probably gonna get a lot of background rain noise in a lot of the next videos, unless I can happen to record during the small breaks of sunshine that we get. You'd think that I lived in Seattle. And I like to use the crab stitch for a lot of different borders. I think it's just a really pretty twisted border on items. So I use it in beanies and blankets. And to me, it's just really pretty and really strong. So I probably overuse it. I just like the structure of it. I think it's really nice. Alright, and we're back at the beginning, so we'll go into the stitch, and then we'll go into the first one, and do one more crab stitch, and then finish off your yarn, and we'll cut it, and then we'll take our tapestry needle and we'll weave in this end real quick. I like to go down and then over when I weave in my ends, and I have a video on how I weave in ends. I I can link that in the description below, but I just like to go down and then over because it crosses that yarn and you don't have to worry about it coming apart. So we've got our bottom done. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab our little piece of black yarn that we have. This is also feels like butter. I just had some left over. And I'm gonna cut part of this off because I had a knot in it. And we're going to thread that onto our tapestry needle. I like to use a bent tip needle when I do this. It's just easier for curving in the stitches. So we'll find where we weaved in our tail in the back. So that's the back of it. And we'll go around to the front. And then what I like to do is I go over on the side and then I come up. So we're gonna ignore, and I definitely don't need this much yarn, but we're gonna ignore this tail over here. And I'm gonna cut some of this extra off because I don't need all of this. And so we're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're on row 5, and then I go up a couple stitches and I loop underneath an entire stitch. And then I go back. So I'm gonna go over that section right there just to make a little knot so they come together. And then I will go down and I'm gonna go over 3 stitches. So there's his first little eye, and then we'll repeat the process. So we'll go up a stitch, or up 1 row, make a little knot at the top of his eyeball. We're gonna go down into this, and then we're going to bring our yarn and our needle all the way back across to where we inserted our yarn to begin with. And don't pull too tight or you'll squish his head together. I have done that. And that's why I don't fill it with polyfill all the way when I first start, because it makes it easier to go across his head. So then I cut my yarn, and then I take this yarn and I tie a little knot, and I tie 1 more, and then I thread both pieces back onto my tapestry needle, so both tails go on there, and I'm gonna insert my hook into that stitch and come out the bottom. And all this does is it tucks that tail back in its head. You can't even see it now because I've pulled it into the polyfill. And then I push down and I got real close in the polyfill and I cut that off. So now his little eyes are attached and they're not going anywhere and you can't see it and you're good to go. And then we'll make his little hanger. So you're just gonna cut a piece of yarn, and what I do is I figure out how big of a hanger I need it to be. So this is just a couple inches. So I make it about a couple inches long and I cut it. I thread this onto my tapestry needle, and then I'm going to go right on the top of its head from one end to the other. And I'll leave 1 tail on one side and 1 tail on the other side. And then I tie these 2 pieces together in a double knot. Nice and tight. I trim off a little bit of the extra, and then I just feed it back into its little head. so then you don't see the knot at the top of its head. And now we have little ghosties. And they're super cute. Like I said, I'm gonna stuff this a little bit fuller because I like the heads to be a little bit tougher, but this polyfill does not come out. It doesn't fall out of its head. I know it seems kind of scary to leave it open like that, so if you're giving this to like a small baby or an animal, you're gonna wanna like seal that off. You're gonna wanna make it very small and adjust the pattern a little bit. I'm gonna hang this on my little Halloween tree, so I'm not worried about it. My kiddos are bigger, so they know not to pull it out. But yeah, so now we have these two cute little ghosts, and they will go up on my tree, and we've got some spooky decorations. So if you have any questions, leave those in the comments below. I hope you guys really like this video. This was a fun little crochet along. I love all things Halloween and all things spooky. So to me, this was super fun. So if you have any questions, please leave those in the comments below and I can help you out with anything. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.